Have you ever found yourself deleting the same message 3 or 4 times before finally hitting send? Or caught replaying exactly what you want to say in your head over and over, doubting if it sounds right? Maybe you worry your words might come across as too much or worse, annoying. And then, if someone doesn't reply immediately, your mind races. Am I bothering them? Did I say something wrong? Should I just let it go? These moments of hesitation and second guessing are more common than you might realize. Many people who feel this way don't actually ask for much. Instead, they keep quiet, hold back just enough to not stand out, quietly shrinking themselves in hopes of being overlooked. So nothing goes wrong. It's like walking on eggshells in conversations and relationships, and that carefulness, it's exhausting. But where does that urge to hold back come from? That constant worry that you're disturbing others, or that your words or presence might be unwanted. It's not just about being polite or naturally gentle. Most of the time, it's a survival habit formed over years, often without you even noticing. A pattern shaped in moments or spaces where fully expressing yourself didn't feel safe. You learned to protect yourself because back then, holding back was the only way to avoid conflict, rejection, or pain. Think about how often you start a request with sorry, even before you say what you mean. How you soften your words with phrases like, I hope this isn't too much, or if you don't mind. You may even hesitate to ask for help, worried about imposing. And when there's no immediate response, you pull back, swallow your words, and shut down the conversation to avoid rocking the boat. All of this points to one deep root: self-doubt. That quiet, persistent feeling that you don't deserve space, that you shouldn't take up room or ask for what you need. It's the belief that your presence is optional, or worse, a burden. Here's the important truth. Being low-key and quiet isn't a flaw. It's often a survival strategy formed early on when conflict felt dangerous or your emotions weren't fully welcomed. You unconsciously decided that if you don't ask for much and don't take up space, you can stay safer. It's a way to keep outward peace, even if it means shrinking inside. What looks like politeness or kindness is often rooted deeply in fear. The fear of rejection, being ignored, dismissed, or labeled as too much. That fear locks you into patterns that keep you from expressing your true self. You might notice this pattern if you almost always soften requests with sorry, I hate to bother you, or if it's okay. Rarely say what you truly want, instead deferring to others' preferences. Go silent after just one no, stopping yourself from sharing feelings or thoughts. Withdraw or disappear when others seem busy to avoid being a bother. Focus so much on others' comfort that your own feelings and needs fade away. But this habit of shrinking comes at a cost. Your needs get buried so deeply they start to feel almost unreal. You begin to feel like a ghost in relationships, seen but not really heard, quietly observing from the sidelines. Because you're so gentle and careful, others can unintentionally overlook you, sometimes because they're never invited into your full presence. And that invisibility only feeds the sense of being smaller, less important. People often mistake this quietness for being easygoing or well-behaved. But the truth is, it often means your boundaries are slowly eroding without you realizing it. Constantly accommodating doesn't build stronger bonds. Instead, it chips away at the real you, denying the world a chance to truly know you. Boundaries aren't hostility. They aren't selfish or cold. Setting clear needs and limits is actually the foundation of healthy relationships. When you say what you want and what you don't, you invite honesty and respect. Suppressing your needs doesn't solve problems. It leaves you drained, fragile, and disconnected from yourself. So, how do you break free and start taking up space again? Start small. Say one simple preference out loud, even if it feels awkward or scary. Notice when you add unnecessary apologies or explanations. And try cutting them out. Just say what you mean clearly and directly. Practice asking for what you want, even if it feels uncomfortable. Remember this, you don't have to shrink to be accepted. You are not a burden. Wanting things doesn't make you difficult or demanding. You deserve to be needed. You deserve to have needs. The full, honest you is not something to hide or apologize for. And when you stand firmly in who you really are, you'll often find the world responds with more support and respect than you expected. Taking up space is an act of courage, self-care, and authenticity. It says to yourself and the people around you, I matter. My voice matters. My presence matters. Now, Here's something to reflect on. When do you most often feel like you're bothering people? What kinds of situations trigger that shrinking feeling inside? Take a moment to sit with this. Understanding when and why you do this is a powerful first step toward change. If this message speaks to you or reminds you of someone you know, share it with them because this is a silent struggle many live with, and it's one worth naming, seeing clearly, and growing beyond.